It's Icon right here on your classic metal show with Out for Blood. That one going out by request to our good friend Sal in the chat room, who basically has made his plans to join us on October 27th at the Arctic. 26th, I'm thinking Sunday when I got to come home. 26th at the art exhibit for 50 years of rock photography.
That's right, the Reigning Rock Fest.
Yeah.
As it's known.
Yeah, so you got to make plans. It's less than a month away. It's, 3 weeks away?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, and Chris and I are going to be out there. We're going to be recording throughout the day, and a bunch of bands from the Cleveland area are going to come out. Our good friend Joe Cleon will be out there, of course, and our good friend Sal, he said he's flying in from Chicago. He's going to be there, and I hope the rest of you who are in the local area will come out and hang out with us at some point during the day. And if all goes well, and I think it will, I'm going to be rolling out the new CMS swag.
Ooh.
Yeah, I've been firming up details with our good friend Sammy, and of course our good friend Kendall, who did all the artwork. You guys and girls are going to be so pleased with this new shirt. I know, Chris. I know you like it.
I do like it. The logo, the special edition logo, is fucking really, really good. Yeah,
it's going to be kick-ass. People who've asked about, oftentimes the shirts that I wear, the button-down gasoline station attendant shirts is what they call it. Work shirts, basically, is what they are.
Yeah.
It's going to have embroidery on the left pocket area of the Classic Metal Show, and there's going to be a new kick-ass logo, silk screen on the back, and you're really going to like this shirt. Trust me. It is an amazing graphic for the show, and I know you're going to like it. As soon as you see it, you're going to want one. And I'm not saying that just because. I am so pleased with this logo, and Kendall did such a fantastic job with it that you guys are going to want one of these shirts.
It's really, really, really good. Are you going to make hats and everything else with it?
Well, I'm going to start off with an initial run. I'm going to do an initial run of 25 shirts.
Okay.
The button-down style.
Right.
And then for Christmas, in November, I'm going to do another run of T-shirts.
Okay.
As far as the hats, I'm not sure how the hats will play out because that logo is a little extensive to put on a hat.
Yeah, you probably have to take the words off it.
Yeah, so I'm going to have to rework that a little bit, but for a shirt, it's going to work out really well.
Yeah, it does say fuck on it, right?
It does.
It does say fuck on it, so for those of you that are too big of pussies to have a shirt with fuck, you won't be welcome to find it.
It's not prominent. You have to really look for it, but it is in there.
Yeah. How about this? It's a CMS shirt. What do you want it to say? Frick you, pal? It's going to have language on it.
Yeah. But as soon as you see the artwork for this, you're going to go, God damn, that thing is awesome.
Believe me, I would shit on it. I think everybody knows I would shit on it if it was fucking subpar. And you can back me up on this. You and I had a phone call, and we decided not to do it, but I brought up the thought of, man, there's got to be a way to incorporate this instead of the Classic Rex. And then we just backed out of that because the Classic Rex is iconic to the show. But it's a badass logo, man. If there was a way to, if the current Rex wasn't so iconic, I'd switch to this in a minute.
Yeah.
In a minute.
Yeah. So it's going to get the official rollout during this rock and roll exhibit.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, I'm going to do an initial run of 25 of the button-down style shirts. I'm deciding how many of each I'm going to do initially, but there will be some available. But for those of you who want one right away, and I know there's some overzealous people who got to have it immediately,
right?
I'm going to have 25 of them made up first run, and then I'll branch out to the T-shirts and things. But I think you're going to dig it a lot.
Yeah. You're going to sell those 25 shirts 2 days.
Yeah, easily.
2 days, all 25 are going to be gone.
The minute you see it, you're going to go, yeah, that's badass. I got to have that.
Are you going to hold on to it until after, like not put it on the website until after the CMS show?
Yeah.
If you put them online, they're gone.
Yeah. I'm going to bring them to the show. So if you want to get one, if you show up at the show and you want to get one then and there, I will, obviously sell you one. But then after that, then I'll make them available for online sale.
Right. Okay.
So I kind of want to make it a special occasion, not just for the fact that, Joe Cleon has invited us to come out and record and broadcast the show, but I want to kind of make it special for the fans who actually make the trip out and want to buy some of the art and maybe buy one of these shirts and, kind of come out and hang out. And I think it's a good time to roll it out. So that's kind of the plan.
Yeah, it's going to be good. And people will definitely like the fucking shirts.
Yeah. And I'm going to wear one that day for sure. That goes without saying. I'm going to be wearing one of them for sure.
Modeling. Wow.
Yeah. It's pretty badass.
Yeah.
So make your plans. Come out October 26th. You got the details in front of you there, Chris?
I know them. It is at the 78th Street Studios, 1300 West 78th Street, over there in Cleveland. And we will be there from noon till 6 recording. And then I'm going to race my ass back here, and I'm going to upload to the Chicago server to get it so that people that are not in Cleveland can hear the show from 9 to 3 at the normal time.
Right. And then Chris and I will be doing some local radio on Friday.
Yes.
We'll be on the Bill Peters show. We'll be on the Metal Command show Friday evening. And then we'll be out hanging out. I'm sure we'll hang out with Sal. And maybe we'll, maybe do something with the people who want to come out to maybe some local joint. I'm sure you could pick a place there, Chris.
When, Saturday?
No, Friday night.
Friday night? You don't want to go Saturday after the show?
Maybe, maybe both.
Come on. I'm not going to come out 2 nights in a row.
Oh, stop it. You're going to be out anyway.
I'm going to be tired.
Oh, stop it.
Very busy week that week. I got wrestling in Pittsburgh on the 23rd. I got docking on the 24th. I'll be there I'll be traveling on the 24th to be there for the show on Thursday. Don't try to compare your traveling with my 13 miles, pal.
Please.
Don't try it.
But, I don't see any reason why, if people want to come out and hang out with us on Saturday after the, thing in Cleveland.
Yeah.
Or whatever, we'll figure something out. We'll name a place or something, and people want to come out and hang out and have a cocktail with us or something. That's cool.
Let me see if I can't find a karaoke place. Get all the CMSers to get up and sing. We'll just take it over. Yeah, I don't know where. It'd have to be out here, though, because I got to come back here first.
Right.
So it'd have to be... Maybe we'll do it at, like, Sassy's or whatever.
Yeah, whatever. A place where you could pick up some kind of germs or something.
That's my local haunt. Why not? Sassy's. Eat with some dirty forks and some dirty glasses. Like men.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds all right.
Contract some kind of, viral infection of some kind.
Yeah, of course. Whatever. It's a party, right?
Yeah.
You gotta get. You know damn well I'm gonna party.
Yeah, of course. Well, again, as the time grows closer, we'll announce a place or something, and hopefully, some of you guys, gals, will come out.
Or hopefully not. To be honest, I wouldn't be too upset if it was just me, you, and Sal just hanging out, having some drinks.
All right.
I don't like many people other than that.
Right.
Yeah, it'll be fun. It'll definitely be fun.
Well, I'm looking forward to it as a little getaway for me.
Yeah. I'm just not looking forward to that week. I got so much shit to do that week. I mean, I literally have Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. 4 in a row. We got Kiefer the Saturday before.
Well,
I got Landau Friday after.
Yeah, I got a wedding that day, and then I'm gonna go hang out with you and Kiefer.
Yeah.
And I got to travel over there on probably Friday evening.
Don't try to outshine me, Pat.
Then grab a room, go to a wedding, be done with that, come hang out with you, go visit with my dad, and then head back, and then Thursday head back again.
Yeah. I don't know why you do that. You should just send a gift to the wedding and skip Kiefer. That's what I would do.
Yeah, I gotta go though.
I'd be sending a gift. Here you go.
I didn't go to my niece's wedding, and I'm sure I'm going to hear something about that.
Yeah, so then avoid hearing about it. Stay home.
Yeah.
That'd be fun.
I'm glad I never had kids. I'm glad I'm not married. I'm glad I never had kids.
Shit.
You know what? Just the nonsense that goes on with all that stuff. Mm-hmm. It's just like, yeah, I'm glad to be a participant, and I'm glad I could, hang out for a couple hours. But after that, I'm done. I'm out of here. I'm going to go rock.
Mm-hmm. I'm done. I'll see you later.
Yeah. Toodaloo, buckaroos.
That's right, pal.
That's how I look at it.
Well, I'm sure we will have fun here, whatever we decide to do. I don't think we're going to do any partying Friday night. We're going to be fucking on the radio till 1 in the morning.
Is that how late it goes? See, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, we're going to do Bill's show will be at I think 9 o'clock, 8:30 or 9 o'clock.
Okay.
And then we'll go hang out with Tony at 10, but his show goes till midnight or 1 or something.
All right, I wasn't aware, but however it works out, it works out. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah.
So Saturday night, if you're in the area and you want to come hang out, we'll make something happen Saturday.
We'll make that work. And yes, Rick, Sassy's is a straight place. It's owned by a chick, but it's a straight restaurant. Shut up.
I don't want to go where there's no gays there.
I'm not going to take the listeners to the Fagula place. Jesus. I'm not doing that. I'll take everybody to a straight place.
Yeah.
I've
been there. It's just a dingy bar.
Yeah. Not going to take you over to the Hush Supper Club. I'll take you to the fucking Sassy's, which is just a dirty old cheap bar.
It is. It's cheap. It is cheap drinks.
Cheap drinks, cheap food. We'll fucking take over the Touch Tunes and set up with all our music and shit. So there you go. Oh my God. Metal Mike, we announced this a month ago. There will not be a live show that night. You will be listening to the show that we record during the day.
It's going to be a rebroadcast or from what we recorded between noon and 6.
Yes, we'll be broadcast for between 9 and 3. That's what you'll be hearing. We won't be listening. We won't be giving two shits what you hear. Now that's a shit bar. Whoever just posted that in the chat room, Lido Lounge.
I have no idea what that is.
That is the most dingiest strip club I think I've ever been in my life. That's what we ended up there for John's bachelor party. What a shithole. Oh my God. That, if you put a dog in a fucking thong, you find better talent on the dog than what was there. Ugh.
Maybe we'll just drive to Lima and go to the landing strip or whatever the hell that place was.
We could go to the landing strip. I mean, Steph and John will be in Lima that night. We could hook up with them later.
There you go.
John will be playing his gig. I don't want to go to Lima ever again. I mean, that night.
I lived there for a couple of years. Got married there. Just bad memories.
Skippy, if you can't take a pre-record, then don't listen. Don't listen. 19th and the 26th. Go find some pussy to get. Go find something else to do, because neither of those two shows are going to be live. Neither one. 19th and the 26th. We will not be live, no matter how much you fucking whine about it. Ugh. I'm so tired of this pre-record shit. This is why I'm quitting in a year. Because I'm tired of the fucking fans. I'm sick of them.
Where's Harry Chapin's violin when we need it?
Skippy, why don't you go check into the hotel we were just talking about? With a 44 and a fucking, I don't know, something that tastes good on the tip of it.
Yeah, a fifth of Jack.
Yeah, fifth of Jack and a 44.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of that.
Yes.
I was watching Amazon today.
Uh-huh.
And you may or may not remember this because this happened 30 years ago.
Okay.
In Pennsylvania, there was the treasurer, the Pennsylvania treasurer. He got accused of taking bribes.
Okay.
And he had to go to trial for all this and whatnot without dragging this out. And he did a press conference. And he blew his brains out with a 44 on TV.
Yeah. Was Bud Dwyer or something?
Bud Dwyer, yeah.
Yeah, I've seen the video. It's fucking brutal.
Yeah. Did you watch the documentary though?
Because I didn't know anything about it.
Yeah. Well, there's a documentary on Amazon about the most honest man in the world or something. I think it's called that. I think it's the most honest man in the world. And they talk to his wife, and they talk to his daughter, and they talk to his son, and they talk to his co-workers, and, you know, everything that led up to this. And they basically lead up to it and show this guy putting a gun in his mouth and shooting his brain out on TV.
And he didn't fuck around either. He just walked right up and said, "I'm done."
Yeah.
I was like, damn.
Yeah. But he had written out letters, and he had written out statements and stuff prior to doing this. So he had this plan days in advance.
Right.
It's like, I'm going to basically just put a gun in my mouth and shoot myself when I'm done making my statement here.
Mm-hmm.
And he left behind his wife and 2 kids. It's like, wow, what a fucked up deal. And I remember that because I remember this was in 1986. And I was living in California at the time, and I remember them talking about Meadville, Pennsylvania, which is basically right across the Ohio Pennsylvania border, just a little south of Erie. And that's where the guy was from, but the guy calls his press conference and blows his head off, you know, on camera.
Yeah. Just done.
Yeah. It's like, you know, fuck it. I've had enough. I'm out of here.
I got to give him credit, though, because he didn't hesitate even a little.
No. He pulled his gun out of his bag. People were just, "Oh, Bud, don't do that. Don't do that." He just sticks his thing in his mouth and boom.
He did not even like a "I'm sorry" or anything. Just fuck it. I'm done here.
Yeah.
If you're gonna do that, that's the way you do it.
Yeah, you don't hesitate. You don't think about it. You just, know, if you're really hell bent on doing that, that's just the way to do it. Just don't even think about it. Just put it in your mouth and be done.
Exactly. Good on him.
Wow.
I mean, terrible.
But there's a good documentary out there if you haven't seen it. It's on Amazon. Just look it up. It's pretty badass. It's like, holy shit.
This is going to shock you. You know what documentary I watched this week?
What's that?
And you're going to laugh because this we already just goofed on this relentlessly tonight, but I watched the Ritchie Blackmore documentary on YouTube this week.
Okay.
He did a YouTube, it's one of those behind the music things, but it's a real long one.
All right.
And didn't make me like Deep Purple anymore, and certainly didn't make me like Ritchie anymore, but man, that Candace Knight is fucking hot.
Yeah, I've seen her.
That's a really pretty girl. And I mean, she could sing too. She fucking sings shit music, but you know, just watching Blackmore, he comes off like such a fucking fruit. He just he's wearing the poofy shirt.
Yeah, he's wearing the pirate shirt, the the one that they make fun of on Seinfeld.
Yeah, I'll just call it the homo shirt.
Yeah, the puffy shirt.
Yeah, he is. And the entire time, it's like shot over 2 or 3 segments or something, he has to have beer in front of him. So every segment is, well, there's a different beer in him, and he's fucking with the beer bottles or whatever. It was like, just let go of the fucking beer, you dick. He was just being a knob and just talking about how just like he was important or something. And I was like, all right, we get it. You're in Deep Purple. We got it. Important band, but shut up. And him talking about, well, I never wanted to do this and that. Shut up. It's no wonder those guys don't want to work with him anymore. He was a cunt. Twice he was a cunt. He was a cunt in the first run, so they finally got rid of him. And then they brought him back, and he was a cunt in the second one. And he admitted that he was a cunt in the second one. He absolutely said, yeah, I got back, and it was fun for like 3 days, and then I couldn't stand Ian Gillan again, so I was a cunt about it. And I was like, wow. Who wants to work with this fucking jizzball?
Well, remember when we had Joe Lynn Turner on the show, and he talked about him, and he's just like, Ritchie Blackmore, won't sign any autographs on, some of the older Deep Purple stuff and this and that. And it's just like, if I get to the point to talking to this guy again, it's just like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Why don't you embrace your fans and embrace your career?
Because he's an asshole.
Yeah.
He's another one of these guys that had a lot of success and then believes his own press. And sorry, but your fucking Middle Eastern Renaissance Fair music is shit. No one cares. I hate to tell them, but no one cares because they want to hear Renaissance music. They go to the shows because they're fucking goofs like Jackal that want to jerk off to their Deep Purple memories. Nobody's going because they want to hear a fucking lute solo. Nobody's doing that. Not one fucking soul in there. Every goddamn person in there is hoping somehow that Ritchie will fucking sign their fucking In Rock record or Fireball or whatever fucking shitty Deep Purple record they brought with them. That's what they're hoping for. Garbage. He stinks, but I watched the whole thing.
All right.
And I was like, man, I feel bad for those guys. They had a good thing and he just shit on it. They had a great thing going and he just shit on it.
Yeah, well, that's usually what happens. People, build up something that potentially is great and then they just tear it down.
Yeah. And to be honest, he shit on fucking Rainbow too. He literally said, and not that I care, it's his band. He can think whatever he fucking wants to think, but he literally said the only truly great song that Rainbow ever had was Street of Dreams. He said everything else was not of the quality he wanted.
Yeah,
except Street of Dreams.
Yeah, because Stargazer wasn't a good song at all.
Yeah, I was like, dude. Well, he said that he wanted that song that felt rock but was crossover enough, and he didn't feel like that was happening with Dio, so that's why he went on to Graham Bonnet. And talk about another douche move. He admitted that he fired Graham Bonnet because of Graham Bonnet's fucking haircut. He admitted that.
Well, that's Chris Aiken. Look at that guy over there. I hate that fucking guy.
Yeah, you can hate him all you want, but he literally said in the documentary, he said, yeah, there was a hair issue.
Yeah, a hair issue.
A hair issue. And I mean, he said it over and over. There was a hair issue. And I was like, a hair issue? And then they interviewed Graham Bonnet, and he said, yeah, Ritchie saw me, and I got my hair cut, and he didn't like my haircut, so he fired me. It's like, what a dick. What a fucking dick. Now, admittedly, Graham looked grossly out of place.
Yeah, he looked like a business guy that belonged in a boardroom rather than on a stage rocking out with a rock band.
You know what he looked like? Honestly, they showed some video of him rocking with the haircut. He looked like David Bowie on the Let's Dance tour. With the fucking dumb white suit and whatever.
Yeah, that's true.
But, I mean, just to say, well, I fired him over his hair? You're a jizz. You wear a fucking pilgrim hat.
It's all about the image, man.
What is that image? That you're from fucking 1492 on a fucking sailboat?
Yeah, he came over on the Mayflower.
Yeah, really? Is that it? That you hunt with a musket for turkey, you fucking idiot? Shut up. You fired the guy because of his hair. Look at your clothes, dickhead.
I pretend my guitar is a musket.
Yeah, Jesus Christ. I'm building toward a 22-minute lute solo. Shut up.
I'm inviting the Indians over for dinner.
Yeah, we're going to sit on logs and eat turkey that we shot wild pheasant. Maybe we'll get lucky and have some boar to go with our pheasant.
Yeah, we're going to have some fire-roasted corn.
Yeah. Can't wait. Can't wait for that. I mean, Jesus Christ. Maybe if we get really lucky, we'll be able to have a couple of apples. They all go bad because it's November.
Yeah.
And we don't have any refrigeration here.
Yeah, after dinner, we're all going to carve a pumpkin.
Yeah. and he came out, dude, I'm going to get this audio, and we are going to tear this fucker to shreds. At one part, he talked about parties that he has now at his house.
Okay.
Let me tell you what a fucking dud this fucking jizzball sounds like.
Well, what is this guy, 70?
Yeah, he's some old fuck, but, you know, he says he has people, and Candace is right there telling the story with him, so it's obviously true.
With her big heaving breasts.
Oh, she was covered, but, you know. He said that they get together at his house, and when he has a party, everybody sits around, and everybody has to contribute something to the party. And not like we would, like, hey, I brought a case of beer. Like, he'll sing a song, and then the next guy has to read a poem that he wrote.
So they have to be creative.
Yeah, and then the next guy has to tell a story. I was like, these would be the worst parties in the... Can you imagine? You get invited to Ritchie Blackmore's house for a party, and you sit around and he pulls out that dumb fucking rounded dumb guitar from 1431, and he starts picking at that and singing some dumb song in some other language, and Candace is going ooh, in the background, and then he says, okay, now you read me a poem. I would fucking punch him in his face and leave. What kind of shitty party would that be? Terrible. No stories about Deep Purple, no talking about his past, nothing. The whole thing would be sitting around, jerking your dick, and pretending like it was fucking 1438. Exactly. What a douche.
In 1492, I was friends with Columbus.
He even said, one of his quotes from, this thing is so quote-worthy, it's not even, it's crazy. One of his quotes were, I like to live like it's medieval times, although I like the refrigeration and the air conditioning. That's his exact quote.
Yeah, I dream of traveling with Ponce de Leon, discovering the fountain of youth in Florida.
Yeah, Jesus fucking Christ. What a douche.
I dreamed that I was on the ship with Columbus as he discovered the trade routes to India for spices.
Can you imagine 1975 or whatever? Deep Purple's the biggest band in the world, and you're getting your platinum records for going 8 times platinum with Smoke on the Water or whatever. And Ritchie says, okay, everybody gather around. And Ian, why don't you start off with a poem? Yeah, can you imagine this? Ian Pace, come on over here. John Lord, come on over here. Tell me a story. Tell me a story about something fascinating in your life.
Yeah, fire up your B3 and recite it with music from your B3 organ.
You know, he's talking about this fucking Graham Bonnet haircut. What do you think those guys in Deep Purple thought the first time he broke out the fucking pilgrim hat? They had to look over at the sign and go, what the fuck are you doing?
I'm channeling Abraham Lincoln. I'm freeing the slaves. I think I'm going to sign the proclamation, Emancipation of Proclamation.
He doesn't want nothing to do with freeing the slaves. That's way too modern in the Ritchie Blackmore world. 1865? What are you, mad? There were 400 good years of history to explore before that time, my friend.
Because he's the maddest hatter of them all.
He's the fucking biggest douchebag of them all.
Right.
I'm telling you, I'm going to get the audio from it. It's long, and I don't know how we'll cut it up. We'll cut it up into pieces. Maybe we'll make a new segment, you know, called Douching with Blackmore or something. Because he comes off through the whole thing like an absolute dick. Just an absolute dick. And I only watched it because I don't care about Deep Purple anyway. I only watched it because I see all these fucking pictures from stupid Jackal with his jerk-off fucking photography in the chat room.
That's his own porn collection. What are you talking about?
It must be, because I literally watched this documentary thinking, maybe I'll watch this and I'll understand. Maybe I'll watch this and I'll get some perspective
and some insight
on why Jim is so obsessed with this fucking fruit bag, you know. And it's like, I watched it and I was like, I hate this guy more than when I didn't know anything about him. Now I just don't like him. Now I really don't want to like Deep Purple because I don't like Ritchie Blackmore. Comes off like a twat. Just a twat. Ugh. Yeah, I will pull the audio this week. I will make time to get that done.
And yet Jim is sitting back in a dark corner.
Jim's probably sitting in a corner with a pen and pencil trying to write a haiku in case he gets invited to a party. Blackmore, the sound of awesomeness. It's really great. Music. There's your haiku, Jim. There you go, Jim. I just wrote a haiku. Send it to Ritchie. He'll invite you to his house. Blackmore, stupid hat, masturbation, legend. There's another poem, Jim. Roses are red. Deep is purple. Jackal jerks off because Blackmore's a dick. But yeah, it's on YouTube if anybody wants to watch it. It's the whatever, I don't know what it's called. It's the True Hollywood Story or whatever. It's VH1, whatever their thing was called. I don't know.
Behind the music.
Behind the music, yeah.
Right.
With Ritchie Blackmore. But you got it, dude. You have to watch it. I'm going to give you homework.
All right.
I want you to watch it to see if it just doesn't annoy you on every level. Him
right.
with the fucking different beers every time. Him with the pompous attitude. You know, the fucking... And this shouldn't bother me either, but it did. There was one set of interviews where they kind of shot from the side instead of in front, where he had all the beers in front of him. They're shooting him from the side. When Candace came on the show. And he's shooting from the side where you got like the table is like cut off, and then you see all of Ritchie, and then Candace is like behind the table, sort of, okay?
Okay.
He never puts down this fucking guitar. And it's not like a cool guitar. It's one of those dumb, I don't even know. What is that guitar called? That dumb guitar that they play in Renaissance music with the rounded back.
Oh, I know what it's called. I can't think of it, but I know what you're talking about.
I'll just call it dumb guitar.
All right.
So he's sitting there, never puts the guitar down the whole time. And every once in a while, he just starts randomly picking at the guitar. And it's like, oh, you're so artistic, Ritchie. You're just such a fucking creative force. Go fuck yourself. Go make more music that no one cares about. You haven't made a fucking song anybody cared about in 30 fucking years. Do you realize that, dude? When did Perfect Strangers come out?
That was like 86, was it?
Something like that.
Yeah, I think it was like 86, somewhere around there.
And then the House of the Blue Light came like right after that, right?
Yeah, it was 86, 87 in that era. It was during the height of the hard rock, heavy metal, MTV era.
That's the last time this guy made a note of music that mattered. Was Perfect Strangers, because I don't think anybody even cared about the House of Blue Light either. I don't think anybody liked that record, did they?
Hard to say.
I mean, how many, 84 is when people are saying 84 with Perfect Strangers, so 94, 2004, 2014. 35 years since you wrote a note of music anybody gave a fuck about. How about you take off the dumb hat, play the fucking one reunion show that people want, and fucking get over yourself. Jizzball. Good God. You can even wear your stupid hat. You can have a poet as your opening act. Somebody to just come out and read poetry. If Kiss could do it with a fucking painter, I'm sure you could have a poet.
Right.
Idiot. Anyway, enough about Ritchie fucking Jizzmore.
All right.